Most people believe debt is dangerous and saving money is responsible. But here's the uncomfortable truth the system never explains. The financial system rewards people who use debt correctly and quietly punishes people who only save. And no, this isn't motivation talk. This is how banks, tax laws, and credit systems are actually built. Let me explain. When you save money, your bank pays you interest. Sounds good until you look closer. Savings accounts usually pay less than inflation. So even though your balance grows, your purchasing power shrinks. You're being responsible, but you're losing value every year. Now look at debt. When someone takes a loan, the bank earns interest. That makes borrowers valuable customers. Banks don't grow by people saving money. They grow when people borrow, invest, and transact. That's why people with mortgages, business loans, or credit history often get better financial access than people who just save. Here's where tax laws change everything. In many countries, interest paid on investment debt, like real estate loans or business loans, can be tax deductible. That means the system actually reduces taxes for people who borrow to grow assets. But if you save cash, there's no tax reward for that. So the system sends a clear message. Saving is safe, but borrowing to build assets is rewarded. Now, this is where wealthy people think differently. They don't use debt to buy things that lose value. They use debt to control assets. Instead of paying full price, they borrow at low rates, keep their cash invested elsewhere, and let assets produce income that helps repay the debt. Debt becomes a tool, not a trap. Meanwhile, savers often do the opposite. They save for years, then finally buy an asset outright, missing years of growth, while inflation quietly eats their money. Now, here's the critical part most people never hear. Debt isn't the problem. Unproductive debt is. Debt used for consumption keeps you stuck. Debt used strategically can accelerate progress. The system doesn't reward effort. It rewards leverage, structure, and cash flow. And that's why misunderstanding debt keeps people permanently behind. Not because they're irresponsible, but because they were taught only half the rules. The real goal isn't to avoid debt at all costs. The goal is to understand which debt builds your future and which debt steals from it. Once you see that difference, you stop playing defense with money and start playing the actual game. And that knowledge alone puts you ahead of most people.